All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Extremity from Image Skybound, issue number 2. Daniel Warren Johnson, Mike Spices are the creators. But before we go in, I want to shill my comic book. I created a mailing list for Gemini Crusaders, the Atomic Conductor. It's a comic that I've made. It's still in work in progress, by the way, but we are almost halfway. And, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to know more. But this is a science fiction fantasy comic about two sisters, battling the forces of evil that comes from the stars. And the only way they can do that is using bioweapons that also come from the stars. So you can see here some colored pages that already been done. I'm going to shield this a lot because, we're doing a crowdfunding book here. So I hope you will sign up and help me realize my dream to make this comic. But that's for later. Without further ado, let's dive into this comic. So, Extremity. So we're going back to the past because in the last issue we see a lot of action, we see a lot of devastation and killing. We're going to tone down a little bit here because it was, before everything went wrong. So it seems that this faction, I thought it was a race, but it's more like a faction, invaded this group of people, right? And they want to have revenge for what they did to their daughter, right? But this guy's, protesting a little bit here. So this is the guy that they took out in the last issue. My daughter's face is ruined because of you, says this person. She was part of a border dispute. They happen all the time. It was a freak accident. I owe you for 2 more years, but I can make it free. So the girl says, please let us go. My daughter was so beautiful. The common people would beg just to look at her at our carriers pass by. But no more. She's an artist, by the way. The best part of my daughter was taken, so now I take the best part of yours. Now, I like it when they... it's not a clean cut. It's just a rip because of all the teeth, right? Like an animal. So there's some very barbaric stuff here. And they say, you have a beautiful castle, Jerome. I think I'll add it to my collection. So these are floating islands. So they separate that island. And so they lost their home, right? No clan opposes the Paznina. All right, and then we go to the now. And her brother Rollo says, are you even going to help us look? What are we looking for again? One of the hover generators rusted down on the skiff. We need a new one, otherwise we can't climb past the middle islands. So more parts for the floating islands to visit, I guess. But then the girl says, why won't you spill our enemy's blood? But before he can answer, he's getting interrupted and he's walking away, right? So this becomes some distance between brother and sisters. I wonder how that will pan out later. So, and then they find someone. Rollo, come over here quickly. So it seems that this is some kind of a robot, but they think these are small gods. What? Some of my old books have stories of giant hard metal creatures, the small gods that roamed this world before the rising, fighting over land and water for their owners. Some say they're responsible for birthing the ancient dark. Hobby, have you read my books? But if it still functions, if he's that powerful, he could win our home back. So, but then it's activated and a giant sound comes from the robot, but then it dies down and nothing happened. So Dad is disappointed. You did the best you could, Rollo. But then a giant roar comes from the woods. Storm Leviathan. You must have heard the noise. Run! So this is the Leviathan. And I'm not sure this is a stampede, right? Or that they are part of this group. Get to the ship. I don't like the ship. It reminds me of Return of the Jedi, with Jabba's palace, this floating thing, and Luke is here battling the forces of Jabba. It looks stupid. But hey, that's just me. Anyway, so people dying, and but then the girl comes in, has a, cannon on her hand and blasted these stampeding monsters. They're leaving without us, as they should. If we lose that ship, yeah, they can't can go nowhere. We lose everything. Thea, get behind me. So, okay, the Leviathan storms at them. Come on, Dan, says the father, right? He's a cool, strong dude. But then the robot comes and clucks this thing out. Okay, looks great, by the way. I like Daniel Warren Johnson's art a lot. In the beginning, I didn't know what to think about it, but he really grew on me. And, Mike Spicer, I believe they are a good team. Hello, who are you? Says the robot. Now, I'm not sure if it's actually a robot because it acts very human, talks also like human. He hasn't said anything. Just that he doesn't remember anything before waking up, just kept to himself since then. So Roller comes up to him. Beautiful, isn't it? Yes, what is this place? We'd call it the Ancient Dark. Ancient Dark? See the building over there? Yes. Civilization lived there hundreds of years ago. That's a tower they left behind. What happened to them? We don't know. It's not safe to live here now. We lost a lot of men coming to scavenge fuel and old technology. Come from where? The rising plains. So he explains about, the floating islands and that the enemy, the Paznina, are, towering over them, raiding them once in a while, right? And they once lived on one of those plains above, right? Who are the Paznina? They took our home from us, killed my mother and cut off my sister's hands. Dad hasn't been the same since. Why did you save us? My old life, it's cloudy. There's so much I don't recall, but I remember that I was made for death. When I close my eyes, I see blood, my hand steeped in it. I'd rather not see anymore. Like I said, a little bit weird for a robot to say that if it actually a robot. So on the tubes here behind this mask, it's called Shillo, so they name him Shillo. And the dad says, Brinja will be hunting early. I believe those are those flying monsters. If we don't leave tonight, we miss our chance. Don't worry, we have time. Wait, I have an idea. Bring me the rope. All right, but we don't see that what's going to happen. Because this is the tower that these guys took, right? And he built some, kingdom around it, I guess. And we have the queen and the daughter, that they talk about that they lost her beauty in the beginning. So, Queen Nim, someone is the father masters of treasure. Asmund? So this is the guy that they left behind because they also chopped off his hands, right, in the name of revenge. So it's now the other way around. Servant, don't speak. Who did this? We're coming for the rest of you. Well, 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 says the queen. I knew I should have ended it, killed them all on that worthless rock they called home. I gave them the gift of life that day. Damn it, focus. A life they could live in regret of hurting you. And then the daughter says something about, she rallied our people, made our clan the strongest of them all. You conquered your enemies, you took their homes as trophies. And he also saluting the queen. And now the Roto have taken the beautiful hands of our master of treasure. This is an act of war and you have a reputation to uphold. What will you do? So it seems that she was the one who cut off the hand of the daughter, right? She is this, thing. So I thought it was a guy, but she's a queen. Anyway, are you ready for this? To end the Roto, she says. Yes, mother, let's go hunting. So yeah, this is the daughter, the beautiful daughter that's been hurt. Yes, he's disfigured. That leads us to the next issue. So we have also a preview of a vampire, I guess. So this is Redneck. Never read it. Heard good things about it. So what do I think about this? I think it's fun, but also my complaint is I'm a backgrounds guy, right? I like to see more of the world, but they're also all staying on this rock with mostly nothing on it. The only thing that we see, okay, we have some woods here, and we have a tower. The rest is all just plain rocks with this that they're not going to. Now, I know this is all in context of the book, but still, I like to see more of the world instead of just rocks, if you know what I mean. But that's more a complaint from my side, just a personal complaint. That doesn't mean this is a bad book. But if this is 12 issues long, by the way, if it's all rocks and plains and nothing in the background, I'm not sure if I will like it. More personal stuff, by the way. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. I see you next time. Thanks for watching as always. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment below, and bye bye.